Yesterday, it came across that the Atlanta Falcons decided to hire, drum roll please, Raheem Morris instead of Bill Belichick.
Shocker.
And yeah, definitely a shocker. I want your thoughts on it. Some of the rumors, things that you probably heard, some of the same things, is that the powers that be, so not the owner, but when Bill comes in, he's going to want all the power. So think about it. You interviewing, you're the GM, and I'm the guy that's coming in and about to take all this power, and you're saying, so Javon, tell me what you want. Well, I want your job. You're gonna work for me now. We'll figure that out. That's the way I kind of do things. That's the way I did it, and so I have 6 championships. I have six Super Bowl rings to show for it. And yeah, we probably will end up getting a whole new staff in terms of looking at folks who are doing the assessing and all that. So yeah, that's probably how it goes. And they look and said, no. We're not bringing this dude in so he can fire us. What I look like? What I look like? Bringing somebody in who I know is about to replace me. I know he's going to kick me out the office as soon as on his first day. And that's some of the rumors. But still, even having said that, you would think that the owner would have maybe said, nah, I'm going to veto this. I'm going to overrule this. But if that is true, it's interesting. But your thoughts on Bill Belichick maybe not even being in on this hiring cycle because of the remaining jobs he hasn't even interviewed for that we know. And he's not getting any younger when it comes to the next hiring cycle next year.
Only 2 jobs left, Commanders and Seahawks. And the thing for me, Jay, is I just think sometimes it comes down to fit. Mm-hmm. The whole time when you thought about, okay, there's 8 jobs open, which one do you think would be best suited for Phil? Never in my even thought process did I think, yeah, Atlanta Falcons sound right. It just
people were pushing that for a while. I mean, and I just didn't. I didn't really get it either.
It was like it was because they interviewed him, they got to hire him. It's like no, they don't. And maybe to a certain degree, just because you perfectly, stated it. GM, you got a GM there that's like, why am I going to bring this dude in? That's like, hey, bro, that's like we go out and find Shamar Moore, right? When you're dating Nika, it's like, hey, Nika, I want you to introduce you to Shamar. It's like, what the hell? I mean, I know we're 2 handsome brothers, but come on. So you're gonna bring Bill in to do your job and eventually get you kicked out and fired right now. And then the other thing was maybe if you're a GM and an owner, okay, Bill, I know you're kind of interviewing us, but we do have to ask you a couple questions too, right?
Yeah.
What's the 5-year plan? Bill's looking at them like 5-year.
I'm at 3.
Yeah. Or I'm trying to, and they're like, well, wait a minute. We obviously know we're not Super Bowl material right now. It might take us 3 or 4, 5 years to get there with. And Bill's like, well, I'm trying to get my 15, 16 wins, and then we'll talk about that afterwards,
Right.
He's chasing, Shula. So to a certain degree, it didn't seem like a good fit. And I know everybody were talking, and, there are times, bro, when everybody else might want it, but nah, we just don't see it. And then, like I said, all the focus seemed to be just on that Falcons job. Everybody knew Harbaugh was going to I almost said it to the Chargers.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and there were a couple others, surprisingly, we knew it was going to Panthers. Come on, bro. The owner, the team that won 2 games, Bill ain't trying to be there, trying to resurrect some stuff like that. So there were a couple jobs that were like, that weren't even on the board. And honestly, I didn't even think the Falcons job was a good fit, just like we just talked about. So the question there lies, okay, he doesn't get hired in this cycle, Jay. He's going to be another year older next year. And which jobs are coming available? And once again, is it a good match? You're going to bring Bill. If you're hiring a new head coach, Jay, that means you stunk.
Yeah.
And how many fortunately, there was a couple jobs this year with San Diego, like you guys stunk. But that's because you had a horrible coach. I said, did it right there. The Chargers, I'll just say the Chargers, they were bad, but they had all that talent there. And there was another spot or two, maybe even the Commanders if you get a quarterback there.
Right.
But this whole thing with next year is going to come, and what jobs are going to be available? Maybe Philly, maybe Dallas, So that, to me, those are the 2 that when those 2 crumbled, if one of those would have, Jerry could have said, I need Bill. Let's go get him. Same thing with Sirianni. So if those two don't turn it around, I would say those are his 2 shots for next year because those are ready-made. Those are, all we need to do is take this, refire it, put it in the oven, and, go from there. We don't have to restart the whole meal. So otherwise, I don't know if maybe he's done.